question is, if concealed carry is allowed in most places for safety, why wouldn't we want it in schools?
Schools are places where students feel safe, and guns tend to make people not feel safe around.
Okay, but if there's a shooter, and then say he wants to go shoot somewhere where there's no guns, he's gonna go right to a school because, hey, there's no one there with a gun to protect all the kids, so he's gonna go there because there's no one to protect them.
Well, instead of having teachers carry guns, school could hire a police officer or something.
But that would still mean there has to be a gun in the school, does it?
School systems can't afford security guards, and police response times average 4 minutes. I know a lot of people can die in 4 minutes.
Alright, we'll move on. Since 1950, all but 2 public mass shootings have taken place where guns are banned. And schools are a place where guns are banned. What do you guys think of this stat?
I feel like if guns were not banned at schools, there would be less shootings.
I feel like giving a gun to a teacher, they could abuse their power, and they could kind of go crazy, I guess, and then they have a gun so they can shoot up the school.
But I feel like if...
The reason we allow police officers to have a gun is because they're trained. So is the civilian, which is the teacher, who is trained, should have the same consideration. We have to have a second option. You can't always turn out police get there in a minute.
Yeah, but for a second, like, what if, we have all these talks about these days about police shootings,
Can you speak up a little bit louder? Please, I mean, how can you?
So with all these talks about police shootings nowadays, I mean, the next thing, if we give teachers guns, the next thing you might see is a teacher misjudges a situation, and now we have teacher shootings, and I don't think we really want that to be part of our education system.
Because there's been a lot of police shootings also, and we're supposed to trust them. So the teacher could do the same thing.
Okay, but when you become a teacher, you're becoming a teacher to deal with kids. So you're trying to keep those kids safe, obviously. So why would a
Maybe they
teacher...
become a teacher and plan to have a school shooting.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is you gotta go to school for all that long just to shoot at the
I
school?
mean,
Just
if
get
you're
back on
crazy,
topic here. I feel like this is a little off topic. I don't feel like somebody's gonna go through all that to do that, so. We'll go on, another question.
No, but
Alright, alright.
Question.
But there are some teachers who are already doing illegal things, like relationships with students. So not all students or teachers are.
But you also would have to go through the course to become concealed carry, so you have to do all that work to get the concealed carry to protect the kids.
Teachers also go to a lot of college to teach kids, but then end up losing their jobs by doing stuff like that.
I mean, like clearly a estranged, distraught teacher could come in and shoot up the place if they really wanted to. Maybe they had a bad day yesterday. Nobody can stop them because they're already in there and they already have a gun.
and I think giving a teacher a gun is going to kind of mess with their mind and give them the opportunity.
I feel like maybe then we should just give like a principal a gun.
Which is something sad.
So you got anything to add?
Do you know how many states actually allow schools to carry a gun? Utah.
Is that high school or college?
High school.
Alright,
And in the past 10 years, it has been legal for teachers to have firearms in the classroom, and in that time, not one shooting has occurred.
Okay.
In Utah.
Here's the thing.
We're talking about
But that's the
Utah.
only state
This isn't.
that has legalized it.
This isn't New York, Illinois, Chicago. I mean, with all those public schools and the amount of different problems that go on inside those public schools, I don't think it'd be safe for places like that to have it. But like North Dakota, go ahead. There's not a soul in North Dakota besides cornfields and rocks. But you know, that's pretty much.
How many shootings were there in Utah before that? Compared to like Illinois?
I don't know, I just know that there hasn't been one since there.
Okay, how about this then? There was a shooting that happened in a church. I don't know where it was. I just read on it. And it was a mass shooting. But before the guy decided to shoot the church, he was actually going to go to a college and shoot the college. Except he then found out that there were armed guards at the college. So he decided instead of going to the college, he went to the church because there was no way to stop him.
That was in Charles. You guys feel good about that question and move on?
None bad.
Anybody? Anything else bad? No? Alright. So whether you think if there should be guns or shouldn't be guns, can you guys give me a plan of action you think if an active shooter came into a school? What you would do if you did have guns or you didn't have guns?
Should I go first?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I would have every teacher that's trained to have a gun, they would have a gun in their drawer or their desk, so then they could just protect the kids from.
Now, whether you have the
Okay.
teachers having guns or just a principal or you have policemen, you guys can have whatever scenario you want.
And giving a teacher a gun and having them put it in their desk, I think that gives the kids more access to the gun, which is very bad because then the kid can take the gun and shoot at the school.
Or you could just lock it.
Lock it.
People break into a lot of things all the time. And
Buy a gun case, I don't know.
Nate, you got anything to add on that?
No.
Nothing? What about you, Alyssa? The Second Amendment of the Constitution is the right to bear arms. How does this apply and or not apply to having guns in schools?
By the constitutional law, we still have the right to bear arms if the teacher is legally allowed to carry in proper training. I don't see a problem with it. The reason we allow the police officers to have it is because they're trained. So a civilian who's trained should have the same consideration. We have to have the second option. You
well, I
can't-
mean, there's limits to everything. Like freedom of speech, you can't say kill the president. So there's limits on it.
You can't always depend on the police to be there in a minute as well. It could take them 5, 10, even 20 minutes just to get to your school in the day, which could already be done.
Like with procedures that we have.
Nate, can you speak up a little louder?
Shut up.
Please speak up.
We'll just tell her to be. I mean, but like with like the procedures we follow and stuff, like the lockdown and intruder drills, I think we'd be able to keep ourselves safe for that 4.5 minutes until the police and other people arrive.
Okay, so if the active shooter's in your room, how are you going to protect yourself for 4.5 minutes?
If you lock the door, how are they gonna get in?
Shoot through the window?
Kick
Well, if
the
they're already
door
inside
down.
the building, they're gonna shoot their window.
Kick the door down.
They're gonna kick the door down.
They could
How many
have,
doors did you kick down?
just because they have a gun doesn't
You
mean they
personally
couldn't have
don't.
other weapons.
But I also haven't shooten up the school, so.
No weapons.
Something to break down the door.
By the time they break down a door, the cops are gonna be there.
Yeah, and
In
like,
movies, I've seen a door
and the
break
kids will be able
down
to escape
within
through the
3
window.
seconds.
If they hear banging.
Doesn't mean you can't have
What were you saying, Nate?
Like, okay, so let's say the intruder's trying to bang down the door. All the kids can open the window, run out the window, and then they'll be safe.
How do you know there's not an active shooter outside?
That's a risk. It's a
given
risk
the
you gotta take.
possibility
That's-
that
But
it's not a.
it's not actually a risk you have to take if you have a gun, the teacher has a gun in that.
I mean, gun is also a risk.
See, what if the intruder steals a gun from the teacher? Now the intruder has two guns.
So if the teacher's trained to use the guns.
Alright, we're gonna move on to another question. So, do you think school shootings would become less or more frequent if guns were allowed? Whether it's the police officers or just a couple of teachers or just the principal?
Less.
Definitely less. If it's the teachers and a principal or those people having a gun in the school, there should be less.
Active shooters knows that the teacher has the gun, they are less likely to come into the school because they already know the teachers are gonna do whatever to protect themselves and their students. If the teachers are not allowed to carry guns, an active shooter is more likely to come in. They have zero threat and nothing else to worry about.
I think we shouldn't give the teachers so much trust, and I think that they could be totally normal before they get the gun. But getting a gun can mess with your mind and make you kind of go crazy and want us to shoot up the school and abuse your power of having a gun.
But also, if you're planning on shooting up the school, you're gonna come in with a gun no matter what, like even if it's not allowed. Like if the teacher really wants to, they'll just bring in a gun, whether it's allowed or not.
If they're mentally not stable, then they're just gonna bring it anyways.
They're gonna do whatever it takes to shoot up the school if they want to.
Oh, do you got anything else?
Just a second.
Nate, you got anything?
Nope.
Alright. Tyler, we come back to you yet? No. Alright. So is there anything, like, a scenario that you guys would agree on about, like, if there's just police officers there, or it's just a principal having a gun?
Tasers. Tasers.
Yeah, there could be other weapons other than a gun. Stop it.
Tasers today. Tasers tomorrow. Tasers forever.
Sure, that's a question. Is there any other thing you think, instead of just allowing guns onto the property then, if you would allow any other type of weapon that you think would be not as, dangerous as a teacher having a gun, or the teachers now having tasers, would that be a step in the right direction, you feel like, to stop shootings?
Definitely rubber bullets.
Or bullets?
Pepper
You
spray.
good with that? Pepper spray?
So if there's, say you're telling me if there's say there's 4 shooters, you gonna tase all 4 of them with that one taser?
Okay, how many school shooters have come in a pair of 4?
That's a good thing.
Most of the time it's just 1 or 2 people max. And if it's 2 people, it's an inside job.
Do you have evidence?
And there's still a lot of teachers in the school. Every teacher has a taser.
Yes. And a lot of pepper spray, and a lot of rubber bullets. Very, very hard
Okay,
rubber
so
bullets.
But also,
if you're gonna go at him with some pepper spray, so say you're going at him with pepper spray, he's got a gun, all he really has to do is just start shooting.
I mean, you can, once you hit him with the pepper spray, the guy is clearly disabled and you'll be able to get the gun from him.
You
But
got
he
some
could
pepper
already
spray, he
shoot.
could just sit there.
Yeah, but then there's more people and once he's disabled like that, you'll have more of a chance to get the gun from the guy.
but you're already dead.
After he shoots you.
Yeah, and then
Okay,
there's
so
other
let's
people,
let Nate
and then
finish this
there's
scenario
other
before we
people
go.
coming along the line to help you. Because all of the other teachers have tasers, pepper spray, and rubber bullets.
So we're going with all the teachers having these, not just like a principal or anything like that, just all teachers?
I feel safe with teachers having bullets, tasers, pepper spray.
And
Yeah, they can't kill somebody with that, but they can.
So if you guys
They
couldn't
could,
get
they
guns,
could easily disable a shooter with those 3 things.
and Alyssa said please come within 4 minutes.
Average time is 4 minutes, but it can take up to 20.
Alright, so 4 minutes. If someone's disabled, 4 minutes is enough.
that's all the questions I have, unless you guys have anything else you'd like to say about the topic. Anything you guys like to say? Uh-huh.
There are other options.
Other options than guns.
Alright. Now we've heard all the angles from all of our panelists, and there's some very good points on both sides, and it was a very good discussion. hope listening, you guys can decide whether you think guns should be allowed on the school grounds or not. That's all.